That looks good. What's that?
It's wine unknown. Welcome to Wine Unknown. I'm your host. My name is Bryant Fennell, also known as Bright Guy, and I'm a wine specialist. What does that even mean? Well, it means that I know a lot of information about wine, and I want to share that along with my passion with you guys. So no matter where you're at in your journey, no matter if it's the beginning, the middle, well, let's face it, there's no such thing as the end. This is the show for you. So let's keep the show moving right along, long, with our next act. The world famous white wine. That's right. You've seen her in a glass right in front of you. You've seen her in France. You've seen her in America. You've seen her everywhere. Give it up for Chardonnay. I thought that was fun. But by the end of this episode, you should know what Chardonnay is, where it can come from, and also some of the foods that you like to try with it. Alright, so just hang tight, listen. Hopefully you have something in front of you, whether it's a glass of Chardonnay or a book that you're studying, or you just vibing out to the show while you're on the bus. Either way, you should enjoy yourself. Alright, so cheers. Let's start the show. Man, Chardonnay, what a fantastic, rock star of a wine this is. Jeez, where do you even start, to speak about Chardonnay? I guess I'll start at its point in life when it became a megastar. Because it was already kind of like of a superstar, but to hit the megastar mark was a real game changer. So we'll start there. All right. So there was this blind tasting competition, or there is this blind tasting competition that's held in Paris called the Judgment of Paris. And man, this is where it really got its shine from, at least American Chardonnay. So usually everybody loses to French wines during this competition because, for Burgundy has great Pinot Noir, has great Chardonnay. Champagne has great Champagne, where it's either Pinot Noir driven or it's Chardonnay driven. So, it's kind of like that, right? Where they're already locked in, they're set. They've been doing this for centuries, right? So it's kind of just like they're pretty comfortable, and then everybody kind of knows what they're tasting. But then you have this new kid on the block that's a Chardonnay, but it's different. It's not like the typical Chardonnays that they've tasted before. And it won. It beat out all the French. It beat out all the other wines. And surprisingly, it was from Napa Valley in California, here in America. And that was a wow, nobody seen that coming, kind of moment. Because it was something different. And I truly believe, I wasn't there because this was back in the day. I'm pretty sure that because it was different, it was something that they haven't tasted before, they were all surprised and they voted for it. Just this is different. I think I like it, Man, and that's when it hit the presses, and just like media always does, the tabloids, everything. Now it's just everywhere. You can't turn a corner without seeing California, Napa Valley, Chardonnay wins the Judgment of Paris, etc., etc. So now it becomes the rave, whoop, 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 and that's when it hit its megastar moment. Jeez, could you imagine being a vineyard or a winemaker in that moment? You're just like, I'm going to try that. I'm going to try to do what they did. I'm pretty sure that's what everybody did. And that's how Chardonnay became global because now everybody's trying to chase for what that version did, but it's not going to be the same. It's not going to be the same. All right, I started this off too heavy. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Let me reel this back. So, what is Chardonnay? Honestly, Chardonnay is this neutral white grape that turns into a white wine. Like, it's not really aromatic. It really doesn't have much going for itself. You know, it's the one at the party that can kind of get along with everybody. It's just like, yo, what's up? Hey, how's it going? You know? Yeah, no, I'm over here. I'm chilling. It's fine. It's cool. It's cool. You know? That's what the Chardonnay grape is. It's not it's not a standout kind of like grape or wine per se. It's just like I'm here. I'm chilling. I know who I am. This is me, you know? Like you can get a little bit out of me like the grape itself will give you a little bit of like green apple and minerals aromatically. That's it. Like, that's it. You're not going to get too much more from Chardonnay grape itself, right? I remember this one time when I had this Chablis. Chablis is just an area in France that does Chardonnay, blah, 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 blah. But it was like this 30 something dollar bottle. I don't even remember, but this 30 something dollar bottle of Chablis. So I was hyped. I was excited. I'm like, oh snap, I could find a Chablis for this price. Oh, I can't wait to try this. You know, like, oh man, I got a steal. This is awesome, awesome, awesome. And when I had it, it didn't Chablis me. I mean, that's as simple as to say, you know, it's like, it did not Chablis like how I knew Chablis to be. Like, I really look out for Chablis because there are fantastic wines. Like, every Chablis that I had always blew my mind until I got to this one. And this one gave me exactly what the Chardonnay grape itself gives you. It gave me like the real bare minimum. And I can appreciate that, but at the same time, it's just like come on. Like, for real, that's all you're going to give me? Wow, like, it's nothing else. It's nothing else. It's just like, I can see the winemaker just like, all right, well, looks like all we got left is this little bit of land right here that has some Chardonnay on it. Let's just turn it into a wine. You know, it just seemed like it was just handled like that, you know, like it just seemed like it was just, it was there left over and it was like, huh? Just throw Chablis on it. That'll be fine. And that's insane to me. I get it, but geez. I mean, but that's not the only time that has happened with Chardonnay, just in general. Like, I had something from Sonoma, and Sonoma is a lot cooler than Napa Valley, so it's more in the lane of something that would come from France, but just not exact, you know? And they did not play that way as towards France. They played it towards more so like Napa Valley, and it's like, yo, what? This is crazy, you know, because we're still talking about the grape that's neutral. It's just like, all right, well, what you gonna do with me? Like, like, what are we doing? Like, it's kind of just like, I need you to tell me the task so I can do it. If you don't do that, then you can just expect really nothing from the grape itself, you know? And that's just how this one works. Because places that we refer to like the old world, such as like France, they have centuries of documentation to keep on moving it forward, right? So a couple places in France that has this just going for 'em. Number one, Champagne, right? Champagne is definitely like centered around Chardonnay. Then you have the Macon. The Macon, it looks like Macon, but it's Macon. That's another one that's in Burgundy. So now we're moving down to Burgundy, right? Burgundy, and then within Burgundy, again, it's Chablis. Now, Chablis is like this really like fine place for Chardonnay. It's an AOC, an appellation. So we'll get there. We'll get there because that's when the government steps in and is like this is the place for Chardonnay. It's kind of like that kind of thing. So, we'll dive into that a little bit later. But those are three examples within just one area or one country for Chardonnay. So, like, when we're talking about champagne, like, nobody ever thinks about the grapes that goes into champagne, but there could be a lot of grape varietals that goes into champagne, but that we'll dive into that another time. But the three most popular ones, and that's worldly accepted, would be Chardonnay, Pinot Noir, and Pinot Meunier, right? And they all add something to it. Right? And all right, well, all right, I'll stop there for that. All right. So Macon is this village that produces Chardonnay at an affordable price because Chardonnay is really prime in France. Like, definitely Burgundy, like northern France, like Chardonnay is like top dollar, like amazing. Like, it's like, man, like you can spend a lot of money. So I'm bringing Macon to you guys. It looks like Macon. It's just like bacon, but instead of a B, it's an M. These are the ones that's so good at affordable prices. So you always want to have your eye out for those ones because those are great great Chardonnays. Then after that, then you want to look for a Chablis. A Chablis. Chablis is one of the most protected like AOCs within the French government. And yeah, like I said, like they can range really high. And apparently I found one for like $30. So you know what I'm saying? Like but I would say like be careful about the $30 one, all right? But either way, these are a couple places in what you would call the traditional old world winemaking region. These are the one. This is what you're looking for, right? So in Champagne, right? In Champagne, when you see a champagne that's Chardonnay driven, it's looking for that ripeness. You're expecting like that citrus. That's what you're expecting, right? In the Macon, you're expecting a little bit more fruit forwardness, just of like green granny apple kind of thing. Like those green apples, you're expecting more of that. And in Chablis, that's going to give you more of the terroir of the minerality. So those are a couple things. But in the new world, it's a lot of bit of differences, and you can see it even just by holding them up side by side, one from France and one from the new world. New world being like Chile, America, Australia. You can see in the color the clear difference. That's something you guys should try out, honestly. I mean, and that's because in the new world, we just throw it in oak. We throw it in barrels. And that's because the climate is so much more warmer in our places than it is in France that you have to do something because the grape itself is like neutral. It's not going to give you much. So just season it up, right? Season it up. That's all you can do. So like what the oak does is it starts giving it like vanilla, spices. That's where you get the cinnamon. That's where just imagine adding that cinnamon to the apple. So now it's like a more baked apple kind of thing, while it's stewing because it's aging in that barrel. It's grabbing all of those flavors, those baking spices. It's like cooking in there. It's awesome. It's awesome. It's awesome. The only exception, right? In Australia, you can get mint and or eucalyptus. And that one right there will throw you for a loop. You're like, whoa, what should I have with this? And I used to work in a restaurant, an Indian restaurant in Philly. And man, now that I think of it, I'm just like, they could do so much more with their wine program. Maybe I'll reach out to them. I don't know. But even still, they had this one dish on there, the Mooj Tikka. I don't even know if I'm saying it right. I'm trying to recall, but either way, it was like this grilled chicken or tandoori chicken, which it was marinated in like yogurt, mint, chili, and cilantro, so it would look red. It might have been marinated in tomato sauce as well, but this would go perfect with that. This as in like an Australian wine, just to play off of those spices, or not even just spices, but also like the eucalyptus and mint, like to enhance it. Oh my goodness, what an experience we're talking about, and what a clash of cultures. Like, oh man, that's awesome. That's dope. I wonder if it's a BYO. I'm pretty sure I could bring my own bottle in there, and then I got to pay like the corkage fee, which is probably like $50. But that would be pretty cool to do. If I don't do it, hopefully you guys can go to your local like Indian cuisine shop and just do that, because that'd be awesome. I think that'd be a really good pairing for you guys as well as myself. Please let me know, right? But outside of that, right, what do you do when you have like a Napa Valley Chardonnay? Well, I mean, the easy layup to do would be chicken Alfredo, right? Like the creaminess, the yogurtness, all of that's going to come with the butter. It's just going to be great. It's that pairing is just like an easy layup, right? Now, what do you do if you have something creamy? Like if you have chicken Alfredo and you don't want to do a Napa. Well, I'm going for champagne. I'm going for something that's just like in France, even like Macon. Like if I'm going to keep it like cost friendly, something from the Macon. I spend $12. The acidity is going to cut through the creaminess, the butter, all of the yogurt, all of whatever it is that you're using for your ingredients. It's going to cut through that, and it's going to balance it out, because that acidity is amazing for something that's just so dense. And it clears your palate, ready for another bite like it never had it the first time, or the second time, or the third time. It just keeps on just like clearing it out. So you should definitely try that. Alright, so we spoke a lot about Chardonnay. There's so much more to talk about Chardonnay, but that comes later when we're breaking down areas, breaking down laws, all that kind of stuff, and we just don't want to do that right now. So hopefully you enjoyed this episode. Once again, my name is Brian Fennell, also known as Bride Guy, and I hope that you're enjoying this journey of wine unknown as you're learning more on this path to, I don't know, becoming a wino? I don't know, aficionado? I don't know, whatever you want to call yourself, but I like to say you're being more informed and educated. So make sure you check out the next episode, where we're going to focus in a lot more on Moscato. Is it sweet? Is it dry? Where is it from? We'll dive into all of that. All right. So make sure you tell your friends, share this episode, subscribe, do all the things that everybody usually asks you to do for this, please. Hopefully you had a good time listening to this episode, and you now know where Chardonnay is from. You know what it tastes like. You know what you can have with it. All right. Ciao. Like to hear from you. See you next time.